Okay, let's get right into the stock market technical analysis. It's been a while since I put a video out, so I figured I'd get out kind of my thoughts over the broad market. We'll look for some individual trade ideas. We'll go ahead and wrap up. Guys, if you're finding value in the content, please drop me a thumbs up. If you're not in the private member group and you want more active market trades and insights, feel free to join up. It's linked in the description below for that private member group. I'm communicating in there daily, just not always putting out videos on the public channel. Finally, if you're interested in a stock market technical analysis course, it's by no means a day trading course. It's not going to tell you, oh, do this and you get rich doing that. Again, it's a way to read the charts. It's what to look for. It's how to use the charts to be your guide and put the probability in your favor. Link in the description below for that course if you're interested. All right, let's get into it. Triple Qs. Bigger picture. This is the daily chart, and you can see, January 2023, so pretty much all of 2023, we've been in an uptrend. That uptrend was broken back here. The sell signal, that's a nice clean sell signal right there on September 20th. So a little less than a month ago, we had the sell signal, which means that uptrend was broken. That was preceded by negative divergence here, telling me that the momentum was dropping. We were losing momentum in this uptrend, and it was likely about to change, the reverse. We've seen the sell signal, and now, ever since then, we are making lower highs and not really lower lows yet, but definitely lower highs. So we've been holding this support right here on the daily chart, about 354.50-ish. That's where the bulls seem to be trying to fight it out. And so we need to take that out to help confirm the downtrend. But again, if you wait till the fully confirmed downtrend, a lot of the time the move has already been made. It won't be objective. If you start to break down, it's not going to be nearly as objective. I think it's objective to add to a short, but to establish a brand new short right there, not my favorite. So again, resistance up here, okay? And as long as that holds, then support is down here, 354.50, and then resistance is the downtrend line. On the daily, you can see we're kind of just treading water. The bulls have been trying to fight, trying to hold this little level right in here, about 364.40 the last couple days. But in general, it still looks like we should head lower, back down to that support. If you look at the hourly chart, just recently we're coming off an hourly divergent high as well. So there it is. There's your negative divergence on the RSI and the PPO, which means if I kind of clean this chart up a little bit, this high right here was a divergent high. All right, you popped up, made a new higher high in price while momentum was moving lower. And ever since that divergent high, you're getting sold into. So I think there's some more downside here. I would be looking for this to head back down to the 354.50 and then ultimately break. The break will be the larger sell signal on the larger time frame, the daily chart. And that's what I see so far. Some of these FANG stocks, NVDA, this is kind of the pump stock. This is what all the brokerage firms, the retail brokerage firms are basically the money managers. They're pushing these things like, oh, AI is the next greatest thing, because they just jump on the hype train hoping to basically get you to put more money into it, because that's what's in the headlines. On this one, big negative divergence on the daily chart. So these are divergent highs, and really we're kind of treading water. To me, this looks like a big topping pattern. All right, we're not really trending up. We're not going down, but we're not really moving up anymore. We're kind of just chopping around up in a topping pattern. It looks like distribution to me. If I go down to the hourly chart, you can see today we did have this potential, this kind of short-term time frame right here. It was about right there. You can see on the hourly, we've got a couple reactions where we have support through here, and then another one there, and then today gap down, rally, sold into. All right, that's a sell signal on the shorter time frame, which means I think it's very likely we're heading back down to this 403.50 area. Going back to the daily chart here, you'll see that is support on the daily. All right, and so back down there I think is the likely target. And that, that's a drop of 7-8% down to there. And then a break from there should likely set us up for a pretty swift move down to this gap fill, about 319.82. So first things first. Moving on, Google. Google, you have a big bearish rising wedge. You've got negative divergence that had been building. You have a sell signal, a backtest of the wedge, and I think we're going to start moving lower. We could backtest again. There's nothing that says that can't happen. I can't, definitively say that we're not going to do that, but it does look like it's objective to short on backtests of that wedge. And that would mean this is a let me get rid of that one. Sorry guys, just grabbing tools here. That's a backtest right there, and it's objective to short. If you shorted that backtest, you would be, as of right now, you're profitable on that trade. So not by much, but, and again, I think we're heading a lot lower. The major target of this bearish rising wedge is the widest part of the wedge, which is right about in there. Take that from the point of the breakdown, and that sets us up for a move anywhere down to about 113. There's some daily support right in here, but there is this gap to fill. You can see, so if I mark that out, there's a gap right there, and that is the perfect major target, about 113.30 or so. So that is roughly the major target. You also have support just overhead, about 116. So zone of support right in there, that is where I think we're heading in the short term, and from where we're at right now, that's a drop of about 18 to 19%. Meta, and I'm just going through the ones that look interesting to me. Here's Meta. This one, big negative divergence. It just keeps extending. And you can see basically here we had this bearish rising wedge, broke down, rallied up to make a double top. Actually made it a slightly new high, but that was a divergent high. And we're still in the area, but I think we're going to get sold into. So looking for that to sell off as well. And that's about it on the things that really look interesting to me. Let's move on. Wheat's not really doing anything. It's kind of has a downward bias, but in general, it's really kind of holding a zone of support. Big bullish falling wedge, bullish divergence, moving up, breakout back test, hit the 200, back test again. Still holding this support line. So this is the zone of buying. And over the last month or so, it's really, if you go all the way back to this last backtest here on September 12th, it's over a month where we've basically just been trading in this kind of big sideways zone, spiking down, but quickly recovering. So the buyers are down here, and we're not moving up. We're not really moving down. We're just kind of going sideways down at this range of support. So need to start to break out. Right now I got it above $6. You break above 6, that should get this thing started to the upside. I think that's going to happen, but until it does, we just have to continue to let this kind of see what it's going to do. Gold, here's gold futures, GC. You can see it's at resistance. This is a downtrend line on the daily. Resistance, and we're right there now. So likely going to get a pullback here. You break out, that's a buy signal. Otherwise it's likely going to pull back here. And then when I look at the gold miners, you can see like Newmont, same thing. You've got resistance, and right there they popped it today, but it's still, not an impulsive breakout, and it's basically looks like it's going to get rejected here, and we're going to have a correction, probably back down to this 37 area, or it's the 3780 area for support. DraftKings is making an isometrical triangle, so it's an indecision pattern. This will likely go where the triple Qs go. So if you see selling in the triple Qs, you're probably going to see selling here. This one has on the daily chart, big bearish rising wedge, negative divergence, popped to the upside, but it was a false breakout because, again, it had that negative divergence. And then the bigger picture, which I've been talking about for quite a while, but you also have this island cluster top. So you see a gap up and you gap down, creating this cluster top here. And that has so far held as the top. Now they did trade into it a little bit, but again, getting sold into as it trades into that. And then, in the short term, we've got this triangle pattern. It's building this ice, it's compressing. So this is going to break one way or the other, and that's likely going to be the move. The negative divergences tell me that it's most likely going to break to the downside. But, maybe they want to play games and pop it up and then sell it down. At the end of the day, we'll just kind of hold off at this point. There's no trade. Now that it's compressed, I think we need to wait for a breakout or a breakdown for the next move. You can see resistance, resistance, support, support, support. Okay, and so let's just let this thing play out, show us the next move. All right, if it wants to break out, we'll look for that. Otherwise, but again, I'm not leaning that way. If it does break out, given the negative divergences, I think there's a high probability it'll fail and start to break down and then ultimately head lower. So that would be my bias on this. It would be down, but we just got to give this one a little bit of time. All right, MasterCard. Again, big bearish rising wedge, negative divergences. Sell signal here, and just, it's been trading into resistance right here for the last week, which is about 402, getting sold into every single time it hits that resistance. So we are at or near resistance with more downside to come, most likely. Okay, the measured target for this one is the widest part of the wedge. So we just take that, and I've already got it marked out, but I'll just show you guys again. There it is, widest part of the wedge. Take that from the point of the breakdown. And that basically sets us up right around this 332 area. I see kind of daily support right in here. So I'm going to say the measured target. We just move that up, and it's basically about 340. All right, and that would be my target. That remains. Nothing's changed in this one. Even though I talk about this, repeatedly, there's no technical change. So I'm just kind of reaffirming that this is what I'm looking for in this trade. All right, next move, very much likely the 200-day moving average. So I think we go like this, hit the 200, buyer step in there, or AVGOs, they're just programmed that way, get a little bounce, ultimately break the 200 and continue down towards that measured target. PHM, Pulte Homes, again, just continuing lower. So again, negative divergences told me that the trend was likely about to end soon. We needed a sell signal. So we had this bearish rising wedge, but we had no sell signal. We continued to hold support, held support here, held support here. Finally got the sell signal on August 17th, and we've been trending lower ever since. Basically just going down. Lower highs, lower lows. That trend should continue. I think we're very likely heading down to the 200 and the support level about 65.28. Okay, so trend is down on that one. And when you have a downtrend or an indication of, a trend reversal, you just basically want to change your methodology from buy the dips to sell the rips. So rallies into resistance or opportunities to add or enter short trades. And that is it, on this one. Right now, resistance is about 75.38. Here's a perfect example of, my trading strategy and how it kind of works out. But I pointed out Netflix as a sell signal to the private member group back on when we got the sell signal on September 13th. Again, this one had a pretty clear uptrend, but had negative divergence starting to build at the top. That told me that this trend was likely going to break soon. We got the sell signal, and down she goes. This thing from that sell signal, if you took it intraday, then it's down already 15%. If you took it at the end of the day, it's still down 14%, and no indication of a trend reversal. All right, so again, still think we're heading lower, probably down to 330.70. It's not objective to short now because you're already down quite a bit. You really want to short when you get those initial sell signals. If you're late to the party, you're better just to move on, look for better setups. But yeah, this thing's continuing to work out. So look for more downside. AVGO, this is Broadcom Semiconductors. Now, NVDA just had a pretty good down move today, so I think these other semis are just going to follow suit. This one, though, bigger picture, when I look back to this price action right through here on this daily chart, you can see we kind of keep popping up, making new higher highs, but we've got negative divergence on the momentum. So each little high is a divergent high, sold into, divergent high, sold into, divergent high, sold into, or I think we will get sold into. So that's what I'll be looking for. And then also on the daily, you've got the support, potential support zone right here, this trend line. So maybe we get sold. I'm looking for that to kind of break for kind of a larger sell signal. And then we should continue lower on that one. This looks like a topping pattern right here. It looks like distribution. All right, distribution. Tops usually aren't just made on a single day. You don't, unless something goes parabolic, then you might get kind of a single day top. But oftentimes you'll get a big move, and then the institutions, when they want to sell, they don't just unload all at once. They sell in pieces while there's still demand. So because you need someone to sell too, right? You need a buyer. If you want to keep price high, you need someone that wants to buy at that high price. So if you just are unloading huge positions, you'll move the price down because you're going to overwhelm the demand with supply. But if you distribute over time your position, then you can keep the prices high and you can sell for the max value. Once that's, once they basically are done unloading their position, this thing will likely continue lower, or the selling will intensify essentially. So that looks like distribution to me, but again, we need a few more indications of a sell signal. And here's the widowmaker of the market, TNX, 10-year interest rates. You can see just on this daily chart, making a new high. All right, interest rates are continuing to rise. This is likely going to continue to put a lot of pressure on the markets. The markets can't hold up with interest rates rising. It's just a fact of how these markets are built up. So here's your 10-year Treasury since COVID lows there, and we are firmly in an uptrend. All right, no indication of trend reversal. I don't even see divergence here. I see a continued uptrend in interest rates, which should continue to put pressure on the markets. So big thing to watch, TNX, and I don't see any change there. And a lot of the permables, they'll talk about when the markets are rising and the Fed's cutting rates or doing stimulus, you'll hear a lot of comments, don't fight the Fed. But then you'll notice that when the interest rates are rising and the Fed's hiking, they don't talk about that anymore because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people. The majority of people only make money in the markets when they go up. That's 401ks. Show me a 401k that makes money when the market goes down. They don't have short funds. They don't have anything like that. So for the most part, most people, especially retail people and people that are looking at, watching YouTube videos, commenting on my channel, only make money when the markets go up. And so just understand that, oftentimes, if I'm calling out short trades or downward trades, I'm going against the masses. I'm going against the majority. But in general, that's how shorts make money. You're not going to make money shorting something if everybody's short. You're going to only make money shorting when nobody's short or hardly any people. And then when that does play out, the herd has to shift their positions, and that's how shorts make money. So that's always going to be the case. Typically, when I'm looking for a short trade, I'm part of the minority looking for that trade. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Drop me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Join up on the private member group if you're interested. And check out the course. Good value and content in that course that I put together a couple years ago, but the content still holds true. So check it out. Again, it's not going to give you, I don't get every trade right. I can't get every trade right. But that course will give you some fundamentals. So check that out if interested. Catch you guys on the next one.